Welcome to this frame by frame analysis of the complete animation of Death from Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. So, I've never done this before, but let's see how it goes. Um, first off, the introduction of Death into this movie is done really well. Like, it's done at the perfect time. Puss is basically going down to just calm down, just cool off after an entire day of his high flying adventures. He's on top of the world right now. At least he thinks he is. And here comes Death to knock him down a few pegs. And this whole beginning introduction sequence is really good at that. And I love how they introduced him, and they just made Puss make you think that he really is just a bounty hunter. It's so good. And yeah, so this bit right here, this is the bit that really starts to show what the animation is capable of. So they twist and contort Death's they twist and contort his lips in ways that would be impossible for an actual canine. It's like actual dogs and wolves, they have really long lips to go along with their really long, muzzle. And so if you look around here, like right at the tip of his muzzle, you see his lips are completely contorting in ways that are impossible in real life, but they actually work really well here. It's like, yeah, right here. Starting out from, basically pursed lips to make an ooh sound, going all the way back into a natural resting. Like, that is so long. Those lips are just going everywhere. So I think that's one of the things that they really did here really well. They managed to make this design that has a super long muzzle. Like, this muzzle is like way long. In fact, I'm gonna say it's probably like 50% longer than an actual wolf muzzle, but it just works for this design. And they just fill it full of these teeth. Like, that is just so long and so many teeth. It just works. Look at that. And I guess the other really striking thing right here is his eyes. His eyes are just glowing. Like, just the glowing eyes behind it, within the hood, it just works so well. Let's see here. Yeah, there goes again. The right here with the boots. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Like, when you actually get down and start looking at this frame by frame, the sheer amount of contortion that they do on his face when he talks is something else. So this is one of those money shots that the uncropped version they use in a bunch of the promo materials, and there's a reason why, because it works so well. Oh my goodness, this guy is just absolutely terrifying. He is just smiling so much here, and it is so Ugh. Wait a minute. That doesn't even make sense. Look at where he's putting his hand. He, like, look at his. Yeah, look at the beginning of his cloak. His cloak, hood, oh, why am I blanking on this? Poncho. Yeah, his poncho, it does not have a his poncho does not have like it's not buttoned up or anything. There's no way that he could reach through it. But look what he does here. Yeah. The way he's reaching in, there's nothing to reach into. Okay, they're cheating a little bit to give him pockets inside there because there's literally no way he can do anything. But, you know, that's one of the marks of good animation. Good animators cheat. I remember watching a live stream of this animator. He used to work at DreamWorks, so like he was a real animator, but he was currently doing a live stream where it was the animation clinic or something like that, and he was basically taking animation students' projects and just tweaking them here and there to improve them. And there was this one really good animation, like this one student, like they were destined to work for a big studio. And what he did is he showed how, as they're talking, you can take their model and you can just like twist their teeth a little bit, because like there are some angles where you talk and you'd actually see like the back row of teeth in front of the other row. But in his experience, if for some of those angles, if you cheat just a little bit and twist it so that you only see one row of teeth, it just is more visually appealing. But even though you are twisting and contorting it in a way that couldn't happen. So that's one of the things that I think people don't realize, is that 3D animation is also done frame by frame. Although I think The Last Wish and Into the Spider-Verse, when they called attention to how they desynced the frame rate of some of the things, they showed, oh, frame rate is actually something you can play with in movies like this. So one of the things that I love the most about animal characters in animated movies is how much they can play around with body parts that animals have that we don't. So looking right here, Death has these big old ears and they move. Like, oh my goodness, animals have ears that move in ways that we cannot move our ears as humans. And when they do stuff with those ears in animation, that's so good. Let's see here. I really just like the design of Death. It's like, it is such a simple design, but like just this outfit, it just works. Let's see here. Yeah, that's really weird. When he is pursing his lips to take a sip of this drink, it's not nearly as hit the back of his lips don't go forward nearly as much as when he is talking and making an ooh sound. Although I wonder how, like, actual dogs, I don't think actual canines, I don't think they can do this with their lips. Like, I think there's a reason why they lap stuff up with their tongue the way they do, and that's because their mouth literally can't do this. They can't purse their lips and take a drink that way. Let's see. So yeah, here we are getting into the places where they play around with the frame rate in a way that works really well. Also, I really like how the light shines sort of through the edges of the fur here. Gives it that bit of a translucent look. So yeah. Look at that. One frame doing that. Obviously, this is impossible. Like, you know, actual movement doesn't work this way, but it's fun. And look at this. Throughout the entire motion, he is just getting this entire, like, warped effect. And that's something that only works because it only happens for a few frames. And you get these little speed lines here. I think that this is a marvelous direction for animation to go with going forward. Look at that. And again, just playing around. Like, this is, when you're looking at it frame by frame, Puss's sword is way too long here. Cha! Like, look at that. That smear frame doesn't work. And it's actually clipping through. Like, it works when it's in motion. Because if you look at it at full speed, shwink, that works. Ooh, right there. See that? Just, they're really, they're playing with the frame rate even there. Look at that. Ugh. And then not only playing with the frame rate, they're doing smear frames where it's like literally double. Ugh, that's so good. So one of the things that I do like about this movie's stylish nature is, yes, they do a whole bunch of stylish things, but they also keep a bunch of other things that are, you know, like the hallmarks of modern CG. Like in earlier movies, Reflections, they didn't do those very often. But here, they still have all the things. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if this movie was what used ray tracing for its lighting. Although movies like this, they go beyond just mere ray tracing and go full on path tracing. Although I don't know how they lit this movie. So let's look at these smear frames here. So, look at that. It only has the speed lines. It doesn't actually have the. It doesn't have like more than one of each as these blades are spinning. Although I don't think that this is actually possible. I don't think that you can actually spin something like this. Because, like, look, his hands aren't even moving as they go. Like, I don't think that. Maybe if it's possible to spin them around in the palm of your hand like that. But look at, I don't know if they're balanced for it. Like, look at the point of balance here. Those handles either have to be really heavy or the blades have to be really light in order for the point of balance to allow them to spin the way they are right there. Obviously, you know, you can do whatever you want. It's animation, and one of the things about animation is you can cheat reality in ways that are visually appealing. But I'm just wondering, like, if these, you know, blades were actual real, how would they fare this way? Let's see here. Spin. Coming in for the kick, and then one frame. Just so one of the things about that I'm just noticing right now is wolves don't have manes, but they do have an extra layer of fur on the back of their neck. It's like I can't remember where it was, but I saw this diagram showing the sort of layers of fur that wolves have, and they actually kind of captured that here. It's not like Alpha and Omega where they have these full-on manes, which, you know, if you think about them too much, they look really weird. Oh, look at that. The way he basically pushes his head sideways with his thumb. Oh, so good. Let's see that frame right there. Just, that is such a long muzzle, and it's just filled with teeth. It is incredible that they were able to make it move the way they did. And that is such a long tongue. Like, oh my goodness, that tongue. Wow. So, I guess he's not wearing a shirt, you know, just the poncho. It works. Alright, so this is one of the money shots where they're able to show how stylized it all is right here. Yeah. And it's also where the frame rate of the characters and the background is desynchronized. Oh my goodness. Ugh. I don't know if, you know, I hope that stuff like this keeps going on. Like, we have explored realistic CG so much as just like the industry has done that so much. I don't care if this is a bandwagon that people jump on. Like, if we get more of this, more power to everybody who does it. Let's see. You get some really good... Yeah, just look at that. People wonder why I don't like anime. This is why. You don't get this in anime. You don't get just big anticipation and then powerful. And just they do stylized things like make his eyes glow. It's like obviously his character isn't actually doing that. And like if you looked outside, there's no way that thunder is happening right now, but they threw it in just to let's see here. Get some really, and then this stylized thing right here where it's, oh my goodness, this is so good. And it's not just Death that is animated this well. Everything in this movie is animated this well. It's kind of nuts how well animated everything in this movie is. So this is the first time you get his really trademark like twisting and sparking. Let's see how that motion goes here. So going in for a twist, one frame of sparks, and then the light lasts. So yeah, the light lasts 1, 2. So the actual light that comes out only lasts 1, 2 frames. Wow, look at that, only 2 frames. And then the sparks last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 frames. That's actually really cool. So this is the part where he says, I just love the smell of fear. Had an idea for a silly YouTube poop where I would take that and says, I just love the smell of it, and then add something silly. I was thinking, I just love the smell of boots. So I really like how they're doing sparks here. Those are really stylized sparks things. Holy cow, those are stylish. Yeah, good stuff. And I've said this a million times before, but one of the reasons that anime just doesn't do it for me is you don't get lip sync like this. Just look at how he's talking. His eyes work really well here. So look at this rig that they have for the eyebrows. Just, they're really getting that. Like, he doesn't have eyebrows. Like, yeah, look at that. No eyebrows. He has a brow, but he doesn't have any eyebrows. Ah, oh, so good. Look at that. And yeah, this is a money shot. Just look at that. Just, you see that super long tongue from earlier? It's even longer because it's able to go out and lick the top of his like nose. Wow. Let's look at that nose. So Yeah, like I guess that's a pretty good way of stylizing how actual canine noses are. Actual canine noses, they've got this sort of split at the bottom, and so here they got rid of the split there, made it solid. So I guess he doesn't smell as well as actual canines because like that split actually has a real purpose. Like the way like think about your human ears. Human ears are shaped in the way that they are because they actually do help sound get into the middle, like get down the ear canal. And so canines, their noses are split at the bottom because it actually improves getting airflow in for scenting things. So it works here. Yeah, look at that. Just that nose is really something. Another one of those shots where they just let his eyes glow because it works. It works so well. Wore gato. I don't even know if that's what he really says. And now we're getting to, I think, my favorite parts of his animation. He's just standing there menacingly. So good. And he's just pointing. And nobody notices him. Oh, so we get a good idea of how tall he is. He is, you know, a little bit taller than a tall man. Look at that. So, right here. Cha, cha, cha. And then this scene, this bit right here, where his brows are so furrowed that you don't even see his pupils, and then when he lifts them barely enough so that you do see the pupils, so good. And he doesn't wink, but he kind of does. Really good there. And then, like, he doesn't show up too much, but when he does, he is absolutely terrifying. So, this is where, the menacing villain explains, why he's doing what he's doing. But it just works here. This isn't like some, stupid Bond-esque villain where he's finally going to describe his master plan or anything. It's like he has personal beef with Puss, and he is telling him about it. Ooh, right there. Look at that. Those little shines, those are totally unrealistic shines, but they work really well here. Death. Oh my goodness. They played me so hard. Like, I had no idea that what was coming. The big twist that this guy is not a bounty hunter. He is death. Like the Grim Reaper, as it were. Holy cow. Ooh, look at that. I like how his ears sort of lean into the push as well. Just ears. So, look at the bottom of his foot pads. So, Bill Watterson, the creator of Calvin and Hobbes, in some of the earlier strips, he gave Hobbes paw pads on his hands as well as his feet. But he said it ended up being just way too visually noisy. So he kept the paw pads on the feet but not the hands, which I think is a good call. And I think that it's also the way here in The Last Wish. No paw pads on his hands, just his feet. Oh, and I love this bit right here where he just says he is death straight up. Because holy cow, there are, fan theories or whatever that try to pick stuff apart or whatever. No. This is basically the creators of this movie just saying, no, You are wrong. All your theories are wrong. This guy is death. The Grim Reaper. Whatever you want to say, like that is what he is. And so a bunch of the time, death is portrayed as, a skeleton or whatever. And they kind of have that here. He's got the hood and, skeletons, they're white bones, and he has white fur. It works. Ooh, right there where he says up. Oh my goodness, look at that. They really lean into the P with that sound right there. Like his entire upper jowls are expanding with that. Up. So good. Oh my goodness, this movie is so well animated. And I don't think I'm going to go into the fight scene at the end. I'll just end this video near the end of here. Ah, right there. And so not only can his lips go way more far forward than his actual reel, when he's smiling, he's able to get those lips way back further. And again, this is all physically impossible for canines to actually do with their lips. But they make it work here. So good. It's like, I've often heard the sentiment that every frame of a movie needs to be a masterpiece. And I think that this movie exemplifies it. Like, basically any frame, even ones that aren't, the money shot keyframes in this movie, are just so good. Just look at that. So you can see right here, they're doing that cheating thing. They are warping the actual bones of his upper jaw in order to get his smile to curve in with where his smile is going. Like, that is actually impossible. It's like, actually his teeth should, continue on a straight line, just going straight back, but they're cheating a little bit and they're making the teeth go a little bit crooked in order to to go along with the smile. Oh, they are just warping this all around here. And here's the final fight. I don't think I want to really go into it. I'll just skip to the end here where he gets mad. Ugh, look at that. I love the way his eyes are squinting into this. It's like, ugh. So look at the legs here. It's interesting. It's like the paws here are just a little bit longer than actual paws are. But then the next bone going up, that bone there, like that looks pretty dog-like. But then this bit right here, I think that this is leans a little bit more towards the human side than the canine side in the way in this anthropomorphic design. So one of the things that I noticed is his tail doesn't do much. Like, he doesn't use his tail for much. He doesn't wag it. He doesn't, yeah. They do a good bit with his ears, but not really his tail. Ooh, let's look at that smear. Yeah, so in this one they are showing a little bit of like showing double of the blade while it's spinning around. I really like the callback to like gunslinger things there. Let's see. Is there a good frame where it shows them actually folding in? Or do they just kind of magically do it? Yeah, kind of magically. It doesn't actually fold very well there. Ooh, I really like the little ting, the little spark shines that go in as he slams them down. What are they even hanging on? Oh, look at that. So they're hanging on these little holsters. So you get you get 2 frames of them being out, kind of in, and then actually in. Yeah. And where the little shines are, they shouldn't shine there because the metal of where it's shining in is already in the leather holster. It just works. So there you have it. In reality, the reason I made this video this way is just because I wanted to get around stupid YouTube copyright claims. Hopefully, doing this frame by frame thing, somebody will take mercy on me and not claim this video. Ah, look at that. So now his teeth are properly fixed to a proper jaw position, but his mouth is really going at it. Oh my goodness, this is such a money shot of just sheer fury at his plan being foiled. You just get all of the teeth. So many teeth. Oh well, thanks for watching.